My name is Amanda Cook, and I'm making you this video today so that you can get to better know me and see if I'd be a great fit for Zeeland Public Schools. I think really the most interesting part of my educational journey is kind of where it all started. I came into education, I think, very differently than most teachers. I decided to become a teacher because I hated school. I went all the way through school, all the way up until high school, thinking that I wasn't very smart and school just wasn't for me. Then I was fortunate enough my freshman year to have a teacher who really for the first time not only saw my potential, but most importantly really helped me see my potential. And the impact that that had on my life has really been life-altering. After working with that teacher for a while, one day I was sitting in his room working on an English project, and all of a sudden it occurred to me and I was like, this is what I want to do. And my teacher was like, wait a minute, you hate English, you want to teach English? And I was like, no, that's not what's really so important to me. What I want to do is I want to help kids meet their potential and really understand how smart they are, because I think a lot of kids really are just so self-conscious that they're struggling to learn. From then on, I kind of was really focused on what I wanted to do. By my senior year, I was volunteering at the local elementary school, and I was loving it. I was getting credit for it. One day, the teacher whose room I worked in said to me, "Hi, could you come help out in a smaller room?" And being 17 years old, I had no idea what a smaller room meant. I just went and helped out, and what I knew at that moment was from the moment I walked in, I had found my place. It did turn out it was a special education resource room, and I had just found where I really fit in. From that moment on, I went into college. I went to Grand Valley State University, where I got my master's in special education. Right out of college, I did a really unique program where I taught at Cedar Springs High School, and I had a staff member, one of my professors from grad school from Grand Valley, come in with me in my freshman year of teaching and once a month meet with me and plan with me and help me really understand how I could be becoming a better teacher in the classroom, which was such an incredible experience. I taught there for 3 years, teaching math, English, and science in resource room, both push in and pull out. From there, I was offered a job at Godwin Heights Alternative High School, where I specialized in special education. I was there for 2 years before I moved to Godwin Heights Middle School, and there I taught English and math, both push in and team taught, and it was absolutely an incredible experience. I was there for 3 years, and then Godwin Heights opened up the Regional Emotional Impairment Program at the high school, where I was voluntold I was moving. I was not only high school special ed certified, but I was highly qualified to teach both math and English to EI students. So I made a really great fit for that position, and I did that for about 6 years, loving every minute of it. A few years ago, I was holding an IEP, and a student had his aunt come to advocate for him. In the course of that IEP, the aunt asked me if she could speak to me after the IEP, which instantly made me very nervous. But when I stepped out into the hall with her, the first thing she said to me is, "Would you like a job?" I was very confused, as I had a job at the time. But as it turned out, she was the head of education for Fair State University, Grand Rapids campus, and they were looking for an adjunct professor. So she offered me the job, and for the last 2 years, I have been teaching general education teachers everything there is to know about special education and how you can really make that work in the classroom. And that has been a truly inspiring experience for me, and I'm really enjoying it. Fast forward to last year, that same woman came to me and said, once again, "How would you like a job?" Again, very confused. I said, "I do not know what you mean. I have 2 jobs now." As it turns out, Ferris State charters Lighthouse Academy. Lighthouse Academy has a school I had never heard of called Lighthouse St. John's, and it is a school located inside St. John's Home, which is Grand Rapids Foster Care Home. So these are for the children who are in the foster care home who really are just not at a point right now where they could function inside a typical community school. They've been running for several years now. However, what they did not have was a special education teacher on staff. So for the last year, I've kind of been creating this program and working with kids kindergarten through 12th grade, special ed, and gen ed, kind of doing a little bit of everything, and it has been a wild and crazy year. But that is what brings me here, because at the end of the day, with the transient population that I'm working with now, unfortunately I'm functioning more as a TC and not in the classroom, which is really just where my heart is. On top of my 13 years of teaching experience, I also am a certified behavioral therapist. I work for Centria Healthcare, and I work with middle school special education students with autism, working on functional behavior skills, functional behavior plans, and really getting those learners to be where they need to be independent by the time they meet adults. So I think it's pretty clear that I kind of surround myself with everything special education, because that's really where I feel my calling is. I hope that what you've heard in this video really entices you enough to want to meet in person to further discuss the position. Thank you so much for your time.